statement by members of the County Assembly on Senate's request for the statement from the standing committees, 1st of March 2024. Members of the press, our attention has been drawn to the several statements sought by Senator of Isiolo County from various standing committees of the Senate over the recent weeks, ostensibly under the pretext of oversight. While we appreciate the Senate has limited oversight power as provided under Article 96 of the Constitution of Kenya, they cannot take over the primary responsibility oversight by the County Assembly as envisaged under Article 185 of the Constitution and Section 8 of the County Government Act 2012. We take great exception to this action by Senator to depict the County Assembly as a moribund arm of the county government, which is unacceptable, and reiterate that the matter the Senate want to be canvassed by the Standing Committee of the Senate, courtesy of the statement she sought, is constitutionally under the ambit of the County Assembly. We are also alive to the fact that her action is an attempt to use Senate as a political forum to gain political capital for our ambition to run for gubernatorial seat in 2027 general election. However, we wish to state as follows: that Article 185 of the Constitution confers upon the County Assembly with the legislative authority to exercise oversight over the county government and its organ. Accordingly, the County Assembly of Isiolo has a functional sectoral committee discharging their roles as provided under a standing order of the County Assembly of Isiolo. That we are all well aware of the scope and ambit of the provision of the Article 96 of the Constitution, and specifically Article 96.3.4, Article 96.3 and 4, which stipulates the oversight role and power of Senate, which in our humble opinion does not include oversight of a county assembly and the organ of the county assembly. The Constitution of Kenya creates separation of power and robust check and balance by establishing organs. The action of Senate to oversight the county assembly interfere with the principal separation of power. The spirit and the letter of the Constitution as provided under Article 96 to the effect that Senate is limited to the expenditure of the national revenue allocation to the counties. The involvement of Senator in matters of manpower at the county level poses unnecessary interference and clouds the separation of power principle. That the Isiolo County Assembly is of the firm opinion and believe that when a committee of the Senate encroaches upon the constitutional mandate of the County Assembly and purport to exercise oversight over County Assembly, this violates the constitutional principles and edict enacted under Article 96.1 and 85 of the Constitution. That we are of the firm opinion that matters sought by Senate Committee following the request by Senator are within the confine of the oversight jurisdiction of the County Assembly of Isiolo. Therefore, acceding to the request will subordinate the Assembly as to the oversight of Senate and thereby rendering the evolution and the Constitution as a negative. That we are again of the firm opinion that the moment the Senate Committee will begin to demand for documents, information, and exercising oversight over the organ and institution of the county assemblies, that will be the end of the evolution. The Assembly strongly believes that the Senate ought to have keen regarding to the provisions of Article 96.1 of the Constitution and give space to the nascent institution of the county government to develop and discharge their constitutional mandate freely within the legal confine of the respective mandates. The good senator should therefore cease her intimidating nature of visiting public institutions unannounced, occasioning fear within the lower cadre of the county staff. That the county assembly appreciate with gratitude the important role of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya is playing in fostering devolution, and we are more particularly proud of the cooperation between the Assembly and Senate. Accordingly, we are open to the robust and fruitful engagement with each other with a view of building each other's capacities as we endeavor to realize the constitutional ideals of fostering devolution in Kenya. The Assembly Standing Committee of Health have a pending report in the Assembly concerning the health status in the county, which is expected to be tabled the next sitting. The Standing Committee on Water tabled their report, and it is in the process of debating an adoption by the House. The Standing Committee on Agriculture and Irrigation brought their report, which was debated and adopted by the House. The Standing Committee on Education also visited the wards and came up with a report, which was debated and adopted by Assembly with a resolution of the House as follows. Introduce feeding program, which the executive has started implementing. Shortage of ECD teachers in some wards was identified, and we are happy to report that the executive is in the process of recruiting ECD teachers. Bursary allocation to be increased from 35 million to 70 million, which is in the process of disbursement. The Assembly, through the ad hoc committee, toured all wards and tabled a report indicating the most county roads maintained is in progress. Finally, given the great public interest in the delivery of services, cognizant of the fact that we are accountable to the public for the use of public funds, and public has every right to question and hold us accountable. Thank you.